And we are live. Hello everyone, this is the Void Executive and welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? I hope this Monday has been quite okay for you all. At least it has been for me. Pretty excited to start this week. So, hello. Currently famished, so not sure I could eat a blue whale and more. How about you? All good. Had quite a lovely weekend, and then today, new Monday, new week, new day. So today we'll continue our project with the different supplicants. We'll most likely finish or get it close to finish the ice one that we started last time, which is let me show you. Oh, there we go. It's this one over here. I think the progress has been pretty okay. I think it will be pretty straightforward to continue with this one and get it to the finish line. Doing a special? What do you mean? Oh, maybe you mean for the since we are about to reach 100 YouTube subscribers, I may think about doing something special, but I'm still not sure what to do exactly. I could maybe start working on the next episode of the mini-series, although I'm not sure I will be able to finish it in time. But I guess we'll see. It will be a small... The message didn't show, since we are almost at 90 subs, yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking of doing something for when we'll reach 100 subs, but I'm still not sure what to do. I think I will start working on the next episode if I manage to make it in time for the occasion, but still not sure. Either way, whether big or small, we should always celebrate the milestone that we'll reach. I am quite surprised that we've almost reached this same amount after not even 3 months from the birth of this channel. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. Okay. There we go. I think we can start working on the drawing in the meantime. Speaking of which, let me grab my references real quick. There we go. Speaking of which, I have a small update for this main project. Progress looks nice, though it seems that not plain but maybe repetitive, just some construct. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the reason we are trying to make it similar to this one, right? I know that maybe among all of the others, this one may look the most repetitive, but I'm simply trying to match the style. I don't want to make it more complex because then it would kinda defeat the point of having a minion that's more complex than the god itself. Maybe I could make it more simple by simplifying the shapes. We'll see. But speaking about this project in particular, I got some updates in terms of having more art that we'll need to do after we complete the ones that we have currently set up. It will be some minor artistic stuff, some smaller portraits. I got a request from one of the people working on the project, and those are fairly simple things. I think for now it's just two extra elements to draw, which are very, very easy to make if you ask me. Okay, let me grab a few references real quick, which I could use for what I need to make. Moment. Okay. Because what I could do is, let's see if yeah. So I will try to simplify the area down here in terms of colors and leave the jagged edges on the top here. And then further develop the areas on top. Like so. Oops. I will draw, this one will be on top of the sketch. And then we do something. Right now I will simply make it pure white, but then we'll adjust it accordingly. But yeah, the extra things we'll need to draw after we finished everything that we have already listed are make an icon of the item, of a particular item, which is this medallion over here, like make a separate image for this one. And then make a portrait similar to this one, but for a specific unit that will be present in the mod, in the game. But yeah, as I've said, as time goes on, I may receive extra stuff to draw. So even if we'll eventually reach a conclusion in the current elements to draw, that doesn't mean that my work is over, but because in the future we may have other requests to fulfill. Okay. Now, for this one over here, let me try and do some color balance. Make the highlights very light blue. Same for the mid-tones. Let's see before and after. Yeah, I think it works much better. And then behind here, we add some of this lighter blue. Maybe this one on top of the sketch as well. Okay. Maybe make it like this, and then these ones, let me just duplicate, we lock the layer, and then we try to add some depth. Then of course, I think what I'm going to do right now after here, let me grab it, is grab an image for some photo bashing to add the ice effect, just like we did with the main mask. Something like... Actually, let me open, because maybe I can retrieve the same image that I used. Hello, welcome to the stream. How's your day been? And welcome to the company. Now I'm trying to open a file, so it's looking a bit stuck, but we are continuing this this version of the supplicant. You're new. Welcome, welcome. Just a quick introduction. I am the Void Executive. I like to create and explore world. In this case, by simply drawing. Now, what we are doing right now, we are working on this big project in which we are creating a mod for a game, and while the other people are working on the code part of things, I am the one that's working on the artistic part of things. Now, let me see if I can find the image. This one, or maybe this one, not sure. Yeah, I don't find it. That's okay. We'll simply use another image. Sorry if I'm quiet. My friend is bombarding my DMs. Oh, it's okay. It's not really an issue for me. What's important is that you are enjoying the stream. Okay, so let me see if I can find some images for some good ice that I can use as a texture. Yeah, something like this. Oh, maybe I found the one that I originally used. I think it was this one. Or something very similar. Yeah, let's try with this one. Oh, it's very, very small. Let me find it in Google Images. Yes, I think I found it. You will see it shortly. Yes, it was this image, I think. Something along those lines. Let's grab a few more just for good measure. So the process I'm doing right now is called photo bashing. So basically it's about downloading photos to incorporate into your drawings and modify them in order to achieve a special effect that you want to obtain. I really like this one. Let me see if I can download it. Yes, but it's a bit small. Okay, let's try with these ones. So we'll take the parts that we need. We duplicate. And then we simply modify them and change them however we want. In this case, let me see. We can make it... First, let me make it in black and white. 90th subscriber, yeah, I noticed. Welcome. We are about to reach a what may seem like a small... it may seem like a small achievement, but in reality I think it means a lot for me. It means that people are appreciating what I do, and it will motivate me to continue creating content for you guys. Okay, so you see how now that I've added the texture is a little bit better. The only thing... Oops. Would you mind some fan art? Oh, you made a fan art for the channel? Already? Or am I misunderstanding what you're saying? Yes? By the way, if you, for those who are very new, if you have any questions about what I do or the process or any tips, just let me know. Asking for permission, you don't need permission. If you want to draw some fan art, feel free to do so. Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you, thank you. Yeah, you don't need any permission to make fan art for my channel. Feel free to do any piece of fan art that you want. By all means, it's really well accepted for me, so feel free to do it as you please. Yeah, no need to be on a timer or anything, just do it how you like it to be done. Okay, so I am noticing, I think it's best if I do something like so. I will try to merge everything that we've done together, including the sketch. Actually, wait, let me do instead something like so. I merge some parts, including this sketch. Like so, and then continue the process. What does this art mean? This is a character. So basically we are creating some art for a mod of a game called Shadows of Forbidden Gods. Let me show you quickly how the game looks like. So let me rotate the image. It's a strategy game in which you select an eldritch god. There are different playable gods in the vanilla game, and your objective is to bring the end of the world in this randomly generated fantasy world. Just 1 second, because it's a pretty big file, so whenever I need to make big changes, like flipping the entire canvas, it needs to flip each individual layer. Okay, so this is how the game looks like. The map is generated, there are different cities, villages, and you use some what are called agents, which are your minions. You use them to infiltrate the different societies, corrupt rulers and heroes in order to facilitate the awakening of the Eldritch God. It's a very complex game, and as the game progresses, there are heroes and the chosen one who will try to stop you. And the cool thing about this game is that it has modding support for using the Steam Workshop. If you are familiar with Steam and PC games, there are some that have modding support, and it will allow you to download mods for the games using the Steam platform. And this game is no exception. So what we are doing right now is me and other people are working on this mod in a group project by adding this custom god that will be available on the game once it's ready for everyone to play. And I am currently creating the artwork for this mod. Which is pretty awesome. This is the main project that we've been doing since the start of the channel, which started at the first days of December last year. But we are about to reach a conclusion soon enough. Happy 90 times, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. It really means a lot. Of course, it's still a long way, because to reach monetization on YouTube I need to reach 1000, but we go by small steps first. Still, 100 people may not seem like a lot, but I mean, it's still a pretty considerable amount. If you are familiar with the 100 men versus a gorilla meme or topic, I think that 100 men would win. Okay, I think what I'll do here is make these areas a bit darker. What I'm going to do is grab some multiply and then do something like so. If it lets me. There we go. Sure, ask away. What do you need to know? I am all ears, so feel free to ask anything you want to know. Hello wolves, welcome to the stream. We are continuing this version over here. What does this drawing really describe? Let me show you the different variations. It basically, going back to the screen over here, the main agent that you use during the game, which is the main minion that you always start with, is called the supplicant, and it's often viewed as a hooded figure. Let me show you some variations in the vanilla game. Shadows of Forbidden Gods, supplicant. So basically, let me post. In the vanilla game, there are different gods you choose from, and no matter the god you choose, you will always have this minion called the supplicant. And their appearance changes depending on the god you are playing as. So this one is the supplicant version for one specific god, this is for another, this is for another. And for the god that we are currently creating, we've made, since this one is the god, it's a version of the god that we have made, and for each version I am making the equivalent of the supplicant of this minion. So for instance, for this version the supplicant will look like this. For this version it will look like this. For this one it will look like this, and so on and so on. So each variant is a different version of the same character that will have some physical aspects that resemble the main god in question. And this one is no different. Now, it is very rough because it's still in a sketchy shape, but the final result will look very similar to this one over here. So it's going to be something very similar. Although it may take a little bit because this one has been pretty simple because the shapes were all vertical lines. Here it's a bit more complicated, so we need to be more cautious. because I need to replicate the sort of soft glow that the ice typically has. I mean the very blue ice, the beautiful type of ice that you find in specific areas of the world. Okay, let me lower the add some shadows on this lower area. Add some more lighter blue instead of just pure white. Let's see, maybe I can do something about over here, because it's still a bit messy in terms of values. So what I think I will do is... make some sort of fusion. And here we darken. Oh, you're working on a game. Oh, that's pretty interesting. What type of game is it? I'm very curious. Here we are all basically working on something. In a way, I am working on a game as well. Here I will try to fuse these parts together. I actually installed Godot a few days ago, but I haven't got anything planned to learn anything. So far, I think I've only played one game made in Godot, and the name is Yomi Hustle, which is a very unique little fighting game. Godot, it's a game engine. Similar to Unity and Unreal Engine, although it's fairly new. I think it's made to be more beginner friendly and a good alternative to Unity. Oh, don't tell me I don't know anything about coding whatsoever. Whenever I try to understand something about coding, my brain goes becomes mush. I mean, yeah, it is like for the indie scene, this is the perfect opportunity. Okay, let's do a quick before and after, just to see. Yeah, I think we are. This one looks way better. Yeah, I think that with the indie scene, this is the perfect opportunity to get a game published. Like, it's much easier now to be solo developers. It will be on Roblox. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I am not very familiar with it, I have to admit. I already have school every day. I juggle with my art projects, sleep, eating, tests, chores, learning Japanese, and studying. Why not learn code? That sounds like a great idea. I mean, to be honest, I think you should focus on a few things at once. Because otherwise, burnout can really get you. And you don't want to burn out. It's really nasty, because then you lose motivation for everything else. Because it can become overwhelming pretty fast. Okay, now I'm trying to do some small details, but not too much. I was more being sarcastic, but I'm not sure if I came over that way. Okay, okay. Are you guys on high school or college? Okay. My profile is Aura. Let me try something here. It's good. Okay. Now here I'm trying to make this part a bit interesting, but maybe we don't need to have this area. Yeah, I think like this it can work. Still in high school, I had to redo a couple of years, so I'm a little behind, so basically that. Yeah, I too had to redo had to redo 1 year, basically. So I was 1 year behind, but really wasn't that big of a deal, for me personally at least. Yeah, then you still have plenty of time to do what you need to do. And remember, it's never too late to start drawing. There are people who started like in their 40s and stuff and got very successful at it. Doing art is not one of those fields where you are in a race against other people. Middle school, oh, fair enough. I mean, still plenty of time. Plenty of time to improve. Plenty of time to plan ahead. So if you have any anxiety about your future, just don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Okay. Now let me try again and add the photos. Let's try with something over here. Maybe not in overlay. Let me make this one a little bit harsher. I was suddenly working on another project. I had an idea to segment the screen into multiple panels like a comic and animate within those little squares. Streetlights, trees, surrounding area to tell a story or to at least visualize a world. Yeah, I think that can be nice. Now, let me see. Yeah, maybe something like that. Or I can simply do an overlay. It makes it a bit too bright, I think. Multiply can work, I think. I mean, I can try overlay, but I'll need to tone down a little. I was actually working on like 3 projects at once, no wonder I got burnt out. Yeah, avoid that. I'm allowed to be in university. Nice. Let's make this one horizontal and then place it down like so. Okay, let's see how it looks like before and after. No. Okay. New plan, which is the slow and annoying part, which is to simply copy and stitch it all together. This one will bring it over here. Now we roughly align the pieces. There we go. And then we do something for let me see if I can how to select it. Also, welcome to the stream, Dr. Hex. Oh, it's okay. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I think I will be using the magnetic lasso for this one. It's a bit tedious, this process, but I think it will be worth it. There we go. And this one will do something like so. There we go, something like this. Okay. Let's merge. Let's remove where it's not necessary. And then let's see how well this one can work. Yeah, I think it can add some more texture, but we'll need to work a bit more on the color below. This best starter technique? I mean, it really depends. There are some people who use it very heavily. I try to use it sparingly because I don't want to go to hyper realism. It's not what I'm trying to achieve. Simply do it where necessary, because there are people who, especially in making backgrounds and landscapes, photo bashing is very necessary if you want to go for a very realistic look. Okay, let's try something like this, just to lower the brightness a little bit in certain areas. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me see if I can add a filter to make it less grainy. Something like this. Yeah, the difference is not a lot, but I think it's imperceptible, but I think it's necessary. And I think I will do the same thing for here as well. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is something that I've done with the other as well. Let me add the edge simplicity. Let's give the OK. And now it's much less it's much more simplified this way. Still messy in some aspects. Let me see if I can make it more aggressive. Maybe lower the number of levels. Okay. Yeah, it's cleaned up a little. Then we add these ones, but they are very, very bright. Let me lower them just enough. Then we merge and we continue. Maybe in a separate layer, so we'll have time to correct it if necessary. Let's check the values. Okay, let's do a quick before and after. Let's do it like so. Let's see how it was. Always good to check how it looked before. Yeah, before it was very, very in a rough spot. Okay. Let's flip the image just in case. And I think I will change some proportions because I can see how it's not really that symmetrical. Let me do it very, very quickly. I'm falling asleep on my feet. Do you have any recommendations of things I can eat or drink to give myself some energy? I mean, the most obvious one would be coffee. Usually that's the go-to for staying awake. Other than that, either have a better sleep schedule. That's usually a long-term solution. I wouldn't recommend things like energy drinks, because those can be very harmful for you overall. They are not healthy at all. They are just industrial junk. But having a better sleep schedule usually helps a lot. Also, yeah, something sugary can give you some small energy boost. Although, don't exaggerate on it, because assuming too many sugars is never a good idea. Okay, let me try something to make. Things a bit better. Okay. There we go. Oops. Something that I really like to do to get some energy is you take a slice of bread and you put honey on top of it. I think that's a healthy way of getting some energy and at the same time eat something tasty. So you get like slice of bread, couple of spoons of honey, and you smear the honey over the bread slice and you're set. Yeah, honey, it's basically all sugar, so it can give you some boost, although don't expect any miracles. Been a while since Taz came here. Not sure. I mean, usually he has to, because I think he's from, like his time zone is very different, so he usually has to leave pretty soon. But that's okay, he can say hi whenever he can. I'm not pretending people to stick around if they are not able to. Okay, I like how the progress is happening, but I think I can do more. So what I think I will do is, let me see if I can already establish some more shadows. Okay, let's see. And then maybe instead of multiply, some soft light just to give it that extra color. Let's see it in terms of values. Better. But I think I can do better. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe something like this. It kinda gives more a sense of it being a hood made of ice. And now, maybe some. Let me apply some masks. here. Okay. Okay, I think we are getting there. Like, you see how up until a certain point, it seemed like I didn't know where I was going. It didn't seem like the piece was going anywhere. It looked ugly for a pretty extended period of time. But then, which may be demotivating for someone when you work for some time on a particular drawing and you tell yourself, oh, why does it look always this ugly? Maybe I should stop. And then, at least for me, it always comes to a point where with a snap of the fingers, it suddenly starts to look like we are going into a good direction. If we compare to how it was before, which was something like, let's see, like here, or even like, here, you see, one can say, how the hell do you fix this situation? But with enough patience and with a clever use of the light, you will reach to a point where you say, okay, the foundations are there. Now it's only a matter of refining what needs to be refined. For instance, right now I think that these areas over here are too bright on this side. It's best if I bring this light over here on the shoulders and make this area darker. Yeah, honestly, as artists tend to look at our art and go, it's so ugly, effing ugly, baby. And then when we are finished, we go, I wanna hang this on my fridge, it's so good. Guess it's just a thing we do. Yeah. Although sometimes it can become kind of a detriment when we grow too attached to a particular drawing, because one thing we need to learn is to let go, especially when you are working for somebody. You may do some drawings that you may not like, but they are what they are required, what you are required to make. So let's say that you get a commission and it's something that you don't want to do, but you have to do it. It's always a good idea not to get too attached to a particular art piece, unless it's a personal project or something. But when you get too attached to something, you then struggle in scrapping the idea if it's a bad idea. We're like a breed that should be studied, frankly. We do so many things only us understand. I mean, that can be said for pretty much anything. Even for example, earlier it was mentioned that coding, right? There are some things that coders will totally understand between each other if they talk about it, that maybe to us artists or whoever doesn't do anything about coding, they are like, huh? What do you mean? I don't understand. I think it's something that's very common among any type of environment, really, when it becomes something so specific. I think I can get an even better version by making this area even darker. Let me see how it may look like. You know what? It doesn't look half bad. Yeah, I think it looks kinda badass if you ask me. Now, since these shoulder areas are a bit too smooth, let me see if by adding the texture of the eyes it fixes a little bit. So let's repeat the process. Number 2. No, sorry, number 1. Number 2. Bam. Maybe multiply. Soft light, maybe. First, let me make it black and white. Maybe an overlay, but let's fill it like this, maybe. Doesn't convince me that much. Let me work on this part first. Let's do a quick before and after. Then with the values. Yeah, I think it looks much better like this. Although we may need to do some changes. There we go. I cannot wait to see the final results of both this one and the remaining ones. So after we are done with this one, there will be the 7th one, which is the Niece of Blooming Fields. And then after that, we'll work on the 8th bonus mask. So we'll need to go back to the file of the other masks, find the references, and then do the version of the supplicant. Let me see here how I did. Okay, it was something more uniform, so maybe something like so. There we go. Now I know it looks a bit weird, but hang in there. Okay, and then Not too sure about these shoulder areas. Okay, let me redo them completely. Let's make them completely darkened. And we could make them something like like so. Let's see how this one may look. Very dark outlines over here. Very dark blues. I'm trying to make like a flat ice section over here. Then maybe do something like flat. Go. Good to go? My mom came in early again. No problem. See you in the next stream. Okay, let's see before. Yeah, I think this one works much better. No, I don't think it's necessary to add the photo brush section. Let's make the shadows, sorry, midtones, something like this, highlights, and shadows, and like this. Let's see before and after. Okay. Let's add some multiply for this area on the bottom. And then let's add some highlights where needed. Okay, and then maybe something like so. Yeah, I think this can give a good sense of being made of ice. Maybe add some highlights on this area as well. Maybe something like this. Let's see. Maybe, but with a darker area in between over here. Yeah, maybe something like this. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's a character for a mod of a game. It's a group project. I am making this. This is the minion of this ice god. It's one of many. There are different minions, each one with their own unique appearance, which is similar to the god it's referring to. I think we are close to completion for this one. It doesn't have to be this this detailed, because this icon will be very small in the game itself. Still, it's something we still need to work on. Maybe polish some aspects. Make it not look as messy as it is now. And then once we finish this one, we'll go on to the next. Up until now, we have used a wheel to randomly choose the next one. But right now, after this one, there's only one left to do. Or technically there's two left, but the very last one is more of an extra one. But yeah, so if you are very new to the channel, welcome. I am the Void Executive, and what we do over here is create and or explore new worlds through drawing in this case. Let me adjust some shadows real quick. Okay, I think we only need one last touch. Maybe add this level of brightness down over here. Let me see if I can do it in a quick manner, like so. No. Maybe like this. There we go. There we go. Now let me adjust some colors. Let me show you the other variants that we have done so far. Going in order from oldest to newest. We have something like this. This. There's different variants, each one with their own different abilities. Yeah, let me see if I can simplify a little bit. Or if it looks wrong, let's see. Because I want to polish a little bit without too much texture, just where necessary. I mean, it won't make much of a difference, but still. Oh, I noticed that we are more or less halfway to the stream. Usually at this hour I take a small break, both to use the bathroom and get some water. So I will be right back in a matter of minutes. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I think we are in a good spot for this one. I don't think there will be much to change, maybe polish a few things, but I don't want to overdo it. Let me just do very last check by flipping the entire image. Yeah, I think that I see that it's not very symmetrical. So I think I can try and adjust. Let me see. Maybe do something like so. I mean, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. Then maybe I can do something like this. Let's make a copy just in case. And brighten this area up. Nah, I think it looks... no, I think it looks okay this way. Maybe I need to adjust the colors because I think it's a bit too blue. I think there is an easy fix for that. Simply make the brush into color mode and then brush over it. Although I kinda like the blue. Maybe only in certain areas. Maybe only on top. Okay. Yeah, something like this. Then let's remove some parts that are drawn outside of the character itself. There we go. Let's make these ones a bit more spiky. Okay, let's see the values, how it looks like. Uh, hmm. Let's see. Let's try make these areas darker again to see how would they look like. Just a bit darker. Okay. Yeah, let me duplicate and change it over there. And then maybe with a broader brush, do something like so. And now we check the values. Like this is too much. I think something like this is a bit better. Okay. I think the only thing left is first to resize the guy so it's more or less the same size over here, so it has to basically touch the top of the frame. Maybe something like this. Let's see how big it is compared to the rest. Yeah, it fills up a lot of the screen, but not too much. It's simply the size that's different. Although I think I may do some readjustments. Let me... Yeah, maybe something like... something like this, maybe. Okay. Maybe not, maybe... the problem is these spikes over there. Because in the others... really didn't have those spikes. So I think I should remove these ones on the top at least. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, I think... You know what? I think without these spikes it looks better. It gives away that that look of it being an icy cloak. Yeah. Let's make this one bigger once more. Actually, I forgot. Let's make this one nice and smooth. Object. Increase it. Wait, I forgot another thing. Damn it. It's something that will be barely noticeable, but it's OCD inducing, to say the least. Okay, now go over here, and then cherry on top. We add a highlight layer all around it. Which is something very, very simple. Thing like so. So. And there we go. Okay, now for the big reveal, we see how well it looks in the test. So what we do basically with each character that we are creating over here is I'll show you immediately. Turn this one off. There we go. We turn on this overlay Let me flip the image for a moment. And now we'll place our character over here. So we did this with every other variant that we made. So we are basically checking how well it looks in the final result. And this one is no exception. The name is the Steward of the Hoarfrost. We apply the different masks. We turn them on and then we see. And there we have it. This is how our character will look like in the little miniature. This is why we are not being too detailed with the drawing, because it will be reduced in size dramatically. There we go. It will be something like this. I'd say it's a nice result. Let me save the document. And most importantly, let me send this one to the main group in which we are creating this project, so they will know that this step is complete. In the meantime, let me switch over to our references so I can show you the next one that we'll be doing. There we go. So this is the mood board for the different references of each variant. We've made everyone except for this one, the Niece of Blooming Fields. We've done the corresponding mask, but just like we've done with all of the other ones, we need to make the supplicant version for this one as well. This is a more flowery type of god. Okay, let me be back one moment. Steward of the Hoarfrost. There we go. Okay. Oops. I made a mistake. Let me fix it. There we go. Now, we made this version. We'll do the 7th and the last one of the main 7 gods that we made. Then, after I will finish that one, we'll start with making the 8th version. First, let me create a new folder. Niece of Blooming Fields. and grab the corresponding god. In a moment. Let's turn this one off. And let's bring our new reference. So now we need to make the same thing that we did with the ice god, but for this one over here. So now for the remaining of the stream, we'll dedicate it to make some research, make this sketch for the version of the supplicant of this god, and maybe potentially even start adding some basic colors. And then we'll continue and potentially finish it in the next stream. Before we do that, we'll switch over to Pinterest in order to look for some interesting poses to give this supplicant in particular. There we go. Okay, so let's try and find some hooded figures and see if we can locate some interesting poses. Hello. Wait, let me switch back to the art. We just finished the one of the Steward of the Hoarfrost, which is this one here. We just finished it, and now we are doing research for the 7th and last one of the initial 7 gods, which is the Niece of Blooming Fields. After we finish this 7th supplicant, we'll go back to the design board and design the 8th god that's being added later when the project was already started. So now we'll switch back to Pinterest over here because we are looking for a pose to take inspiration from for this supplicant in particular. Let's see if we can find something interesting. Because if we switch back to Photoshop, I tried to make the poses as varied as possible. So we had almost frontal looking to the left, a bit more to the side, but looking this one looking to the right, this one looking to the left. Please pardon the 20-second delay. Oh, it's okay. I don't know why, but with YouTube, even if I put the lowest latency setting, it still gives some time. Oh, I got the message twice. I think it's the internet or something, but yeah, no problem. So basically, in terms of poses, we have almost frontal view looking to the left. A bit more to the side, but not completely looking to the left. So this one to the right, this one to the left. Looking directly in front of you, but with their head tilted. Looking to the right, but looking also a little bit up. Looking down in the direction of down left. And then we made looking directly towards you both in face and body. So now we need to find another variant that's a little bit different. So maybe let me count how many directions. So One right, two right. Yeah, I think we can make one looking to the right, because the others are kinda looking to the left, either from the head or the shoulders. So yeah, the next one I think we'll having it be looking to the right. But we can try and find a version that's a bit interesting, that also may be reflective of the type of god we are trying to represent. So maybe something that gives us a more joyous type of posture, even though it doesn't have to be anything crazy, because at the end of the day it's a hooded figure in which you only see the head. So let's see. I am saving on other tabs references that I may find interesting. Also, the type of hood may be interesting. Maybe something very loose, like this one, or something very large, maybe like this one. Something that's a bit more nature-like. Let's try hood, art design, nature. Let's see what happens. This one can be a bit interesting. I really like this one. Let's see if there are some other examples. Not really, but this is a very good candidate. Because for this one, much like with the god we are referring to, we need to be a bit wary of the different elements we want to add. Let's see some references for the poses. We could try and replicate maybe something like that. Let's save it, just in case. Yeah, I think I will do a mixture. Okay, let me save it. Let me switch back to over here. So these are the references that I have added specifically for the supplicant. These ones are the ones of the main god, which I will still be using for the different elements. These ones are more specifically for the supplicant, which is a hooded figure. So let's add the new ones that we have found and choose which one to use. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah. So, this one just for the how large it is, not the character per se. This one I think is a very good candidate for the inspiration. And lastly, this one, but mainly for the pose. So, I think the main ones I'll be using is these four. So I think I will keep them to the side. And then design our character. Then we'll keep in mind the overall design over here. We need to do something similar, but with the simpler elements. And I'd say let's begin. As always, I do a very first. Wait, let me make this one just a bit smaller. As always, I do a very rough shape of the head just to have it placed so I can place in a correct way the hood. There we go. We keep it very low. And then let's see. I will try to do the shape as if it was a regular hood, and then I will change it and give it a more interesting shape. But first I will try to do a very perfectly normal hood by essentially copying the reference that I found. So it was something like this, and then something like this. Then we can already start to make some changes. For instance, we could make it so. Let me make a copy just in case. We could make it so the hood is something of a lower, has a lower end, and maybe be something more like this. Okay. And then Maybe I can make it more. Maybe something like this. Let me see. Yeah, I think the shape of the... Yeah, it's fairly different across every variant. Okay. I want to avoid making it too similar to other. Okay. And this is the overall shape. Maybe with... Let me see if by warping it... Okay. Let me simply make it slightly smaller. And then now to think about the different elements. Meantime, let me leave this one in the corner just in case. Let's lower the opacity of this one. What can we make it of? I want to use, of course, same colors over here, but maybe in a different type of distribution. Let me see how I did it with the others. Now they were... Oh, I forgot over here to add the reference. There we go. The distribution is kinda similar, not really. Because what I was... Okay, welcome. We are sketching the supplicant of the Niece of Blooming Fields, the last one of the 7, of the main 7. So now I'm thinking about how to show it, like the elements themselves, how to make them. And still something very flowery. Ooh, I think I have an idea. Maybe something like as if it's a flower that starts from here. By the way, Happy New Year, guys. Almost 6 hours late. Wait. You mean the Chinese New Year? Do you mean the Chinese New Year, or because the regular New Year has been long overdue? So I was thinking, like, imagine like an open flower that goes something like this, right? So just a regular S flower, but like rotated it, and the edges of the cloak are the different petals that open up. Yeah, Chinese New Year, okay. I was a little confused, like, what? New Year? Yeah, so basically I want to do that the edges over here, something behave like here, but they are as if you grab a flower and put it sideways on the back of the head, and the petals are the cloak essentially. I think that can work. So it will be something like something maybe like so. I'm just experimenting right now, so it can look awesome, or it can look completely hideous. And maybe break it a little bit. If Chinese New Year is February 17, for our time zone is 1 hour early. So don't worry. Yeah. Yeah, for me it's 1 hour left, basically. Maybe I could add some more variants like this. Because then it would do something like so. I don't know if it looks right. I'll see once I finish developing the full cloak. Because I want to keep the shape of the cloak overall. Kinda. Chinese New Year was at 5 p.m. Central European Time. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it would be according to them. It's something like it's similar to it's like Ramadan, that each person needs to perform it at different hours depending on their time zone, because they do it according to the hours at Mecca, I think. I don't know. Okay, so this is the area where the darkest where it's the darkest, so it will be something like so. Let me see if the size is pretty similar with the others, because I want to avoid making something too large. This one is the largest, I think. And let's see how big this one would be. I mean, not too much. I mean, we can always fix it later. Something like this. And then maybe here for the... Oops. Okay, let's name this one food. And let's name this one body. For the body, let's see what we can find. Maybe make some petals even that area. Or maybe I can do something like giant butterfly wings. So something like okay, let me bring this one down. Maybe make let's make this one just a bit smaller. Let's make this one even less opaque. Yeah, I want to be a bit careful because I think this one will become very pretty if I manage to do it right. So maybe do something like add this as some sort of butterfly wings. I don't know. Actually, before I do any of that, let me draw an actual butterfly wing. Okay, so it's something like a moment. But I am having one huge brain fart. Okay, there we go. Good butterfly wing. Something like this. And then there we go. Now we duplicate. Do maybe something like so. Flip this one. maybe warp it. Warp this one too. Let's merge it. Maybe make this one. Well, yeah, I think like this can work. It's like as if it's an upside down butterfly, but which acts like a little bow. Yeah, I think it can work, something like this. What else can we add? For the main body, let's see what we have over here. Yeah, it's mostly just leaves. So this one will be the flower. Maybe add even a little stem of some sort. Maybe, I don't know. This one is still a very work in progress sketch. For the body, mainly the shoulders. Let's see what we can do. Let me grab the references once again. I mean, it can be something simple. Maybe more petals. So I'm thinking also about the colors. I think I'll make the hood over here the same yellowish green, light green color. Then make the butterflies the same butterfly color over here. And then maybe the rest of the body, make them like some red petals. Let me make it properly. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I think it could work. Maybe, I don't know. Let's adjust over here. And then let's merge it all and lower it. Now I think we can start the real sketch. Okay, first let's start over here. Okay, so something like There we go. And then create the hood. It's a bit scuffed as a flower because of this shape. I think it will work. Then it will be something. Maybe because it would be weird if the flower did. So I think I will do something a bit as asymmetrical, so it would be a flower that goes like this and then some extra stuff over here. So something like this, and then so now it looks a bit weird, but then we'll add something like this, and this one will be darkened. Yeah, I think something like that will work. And this one is the hood. Let's lower the opacity. Then we add the bow part. And simply make an upside down butterfly. Okay. We go in here. We add some more detail. With then stuff like that, all the different butterfly things. Something over here, something over there. Okay. And lastly, the body, which is simply just very big petals. maybe do something in between as well. I don't know, we'll see. Bring everything like so. I forgot to do something for the hood as well. And now we can already start filling these areas and see if we need to add more or less detail. Okay, let's wait a little bit before we do that. Let's do all color. And we, oops, color this area, maybe by doing it the smart way. There we go. Okay. Let's make the hood color. And we do the same thing. And there we go. And lastly, the body, which we can just do something like this. Oops. Body color. Body sketch. I'm just renaming the layers so I can recognize them. There we go. Now we can make the background. And then from here we simply make the colors. So, butterfly, you will become this color. Hood, you will become this color. And body, you will become this color. And now we simply do the shading. We also need to decide the direction of the light. I think I will make the light come from this area, so it will illuminate the rim over here and a large portion of this area over here. Okay. Like this, and then over here it will be something like this. This one, let's make this area even darker. And then I think we can start making a distinction between one section and the other. So we will make this one, we'll duplicate this one and place it on top. Let me turn this one off. Let's duplicate. There we go. Let's go back on here. Okay. This one needs to be much darker. Let's see the values, but they are still all over the place. We haven't established enough shadows yet. There we go. Let's go back over here, which has way too many bright areas. This area needs to be even darker. Okay. And then let's add the light aspect and see how well it may look. And like this, and then have a very, very dark area around it. Yeah, now it's very, very messy, but that's something that we will continue working on and fixing in the next stream. Right now it's just to establish a general idea on how to tackle the colors next time. Okay. Yeah, I think we can stop over here and continue this one and potentially finish it on Wednesday. No, sorry, not Wednesday, on Friday. Because yeah, I think this is a good point at which to stop and continue next time. Really happy with the result that we obtained with the ice character. I think this one will be quite interesting. Maybe I will add I need to mix more colors because it needs to be as colorful as the other one. For now I only laid out three main colors, but we'll surely have time to reflect on that later on Friday. And instead on Wednesday we'll continue our drawing that we continued on Saturday, which is our girl with the big mouth and teeth and jaws. I don't know if we'll be able to finish that one because it's quite complex, especially in terms of the shading, but we'll be able to have a good progress nonetheless, just like we've always done with the rest of them. really excited to see how both progress will continue. I think I will also start working on a 100 subscriber special. Although I am not entirely sure I will manage to do it before we actually reach 100 subscribers, but I will start working immediately nonetheless. I think it will be another episode of the mini-series that we started with the channel trailer. I think you guys like it, but I really need to how can I say it? Like, I have to even write the script, so I really have to start from zero. So it may take a while. Regardless, that doesn't mean that it will not happen. But the 100 YouTube subscriber special will happen. That's a guarantee. But until then, we'll go on following the schedule as we've always done. That's pretty much it. I say thank you to the new people that joined our company. I hope that you will have a wonderful time watching the streams. At least I have fun doing them. I hope you guys are having as much fun watching me as I am making all of this content. So we'll meet each other on Wednesday at the same hour, so 8:30 p.m. CET time. What can I say? This has been the Oil Executive, and I wish you guys a really good night. See you next time.